part 2, building my mom house. So with the previous work that we have seen, on the first video where I was building my mama house, we had to buy the stand. Just to give you a bit of a recap: buy the stand, buy the building material, dig out the foundation, do the foundation. And I think I've learned pretty much good lessons from that as well, to say when you are building a house, there are certain things that you might not expect, like, the rain, other extra costs that you don't necessarily, did think of, or you did not plan for them as well. So one of the biggest lessons is that when you are building a house, the foundation is going to really cut you down on the knees as well, because that is one of the most expensive stuff. So building the walls going up, that is not going to be that expensive, but the actual foundation, guys, is the one that is going to be very expensive. And I just want to send a message to each and every one of you guys that is actually planning on building a house. And my inspiration, and I think, the fuel that is added to my fire to keep on going, is the videos that I see on TikTok, people posting their progress. And more than anything, I've actually learned to love the process. I've actually learned to fall in love with the journey of actually building the house, because once it is complete, I think my heart and, everybody's hearts will definitely be fulfilled. So one of the things that I've actually, want to say to you guys is that you need to save, because it is going to be costly. You need a plan. You need a contingency plan on what is it that you're going to do. If you're going to build a house using your salary, all the best. And if there are any extra funds that you're going to receive from your side hustles or business or any other person that is going to assist you, that would definitely be great. But if you are going to do it on your own, at your pace, slow and steady, they say easy does it. I would like to say take your time, especially if you don't have a timeline. If it means that you're not in a rush, please do take your time. Foundation is going to definitely take a toll on you. And now building the walls up, it is not going to be such a difficult task. So since the last video that we have seen, guys, the last thing that we had done is actually the foundation. Now the next phase of it was us actually having to do what? To build the walls going up. And like I had told you guys, with the builders that are helping us to build our dream home, they actually want the payments in fractions. So the first one is actually digging out the foundation, doing the actual foundation. Now the next payment was what? Building the walls going up. And when you are building the walls going up, it means that you are going to need bricks. So the bricks was costing me 14,500 rands. That is actually the block bricks. That is actually what we needed. So we made a couple of calls, went around, shopped around for a couple of quotations, and my mom, being the one that is actually handling the entire thing, because mine is just to make the payment. So my mom actually found a place that actually, manufactures the bricks. So we went to that lady, spoke to her, asked for the banking details, and we actually made the payment. The bricks were supposed to be delivered, I think, I'm not too sure about the dates, but I actually have them on my phone, and I'll also attach the screenshots for the dates as well. Once we made the payment, the next thing is that the bricks will be delivered in less than 2 days. We waited. The bricks were delayed because of the rain, and the place that we bought the bricks from as well, it turned out that the actual truck that they are using is not theirs. It is actually a truck that they hire so they can be able to transport the bricks. And that's the other thing, that you need to maintain good working relationships with the people that you are doing business with. And it is a key in business that you maintain good relationship with your stakeholders, your suppliers, and any other person that you are going to be doing business with. So that's the one thing that I've actually, gotten to learn as well, to say that now maintenance of the relationships is actually good, because sometimes you either have to do a favor, you need to understand when they are delayed, you need to understand when, the unforeseen happens, and not just the unforeseen because it was raining. While others were celebrating because of they are doing farming, we were actually stressed because it is going to delay our progress. Because when you are going to manufacture the bricks, they have to dry out, and if it is raining, guys, it is actually going to delay us, which is exactly what happened. So lo and behold, the bricks came, the bricks were delivered. My mom and I were actually there with the malume that was actually delivering the bricks. took a couple of videos that I will also show you guys. Initially, I'm not too sure about the numbers as well, but I'll get the correct numbers on the screen. The bricks, but I know one thing that I know is that we were 150 bricks short that they were delivered. So we spoke to them and said, listen, because this is the arrangement that we had made, this is the number of bricks that we paid for. Why is it that we have a shortage when it comes to the bricks as well? And they did explain their predicament, and this is where now you need to also understand when such things do happen. So the bricks came, Mama was there doing quality control, just checking if everything is proper, because the quality of the bricks as well is very important, guys. You are not just concerned about 20,000 bricks and they actually deliver 20,000 bricks, but out of the 20,000 bricks, how many bricks are of good quality? And that's the other thing as well. You need to be there when they deliver the material, guys. You need to check if everything checks out, not just the number of bricks, but the quality of bricks as well. So it turned out that sometimes when they offloading the bricks, because they're doing it manually with hand, because they're not using a machine or that thing. What is it? It's not an excavator. I don't know what it is. They usually use it at the warehouse as well, with pallets as well, and just be able to move heavy loads as well. But because they were using the hands from one person to the next, handing them the bricks, and the way that they were actually placing the bricks on the floor as well, some bricks definitely did break, guys, and we actually counted the number of bricks that broke. And as a result of that, we needed to make sure that we take account of the number of bricks that had broken, and they had to be replaced as well. So Mama and I wrote it down, sent it to the owner of the place where we bought the bricks, and reported that these are the number of bricks that were broken, and we needed to have those particular bricks being replaced. And as much as we are not going to need all the bricks this week, next week, or next month, but we need everything to be with us because we've actually paid full price. So the lady understood that such things do happen, and especially in business, such things do happen, guys. So you need to also think about that, to say if the bricks were to be broken, because there's no contract, there's no receipt, it is just a conversation between two people, and it is just a handshake and a gentleman's agreement to say these are the number of bricks that you are buying. Should anything happen, what happens then? So it is always good, guys, if there is a verbal agreement, make sure that at least you have it on writing, whether on WhatsApp or whatever the case may be, to say this is actually what we are going to do and this is how you are going to do it. You are welcome. Come through. So with the number of bricks as well, we needed to have an agreement to say these are the number of bricks that we are expecting. So if anything happens, what is then the contingency? Are you going to now also make sure that you save up in case such things do happen as well? If that is not the case, you need to be able to have an agreement with the owner or the buyer or the seller to say, should such things do happen, what then? So we needed to make sure that we do the right thing by making sure that we actually converse with the lady and say, listen, this is actually what had transpired, and because it is not our fault, we had to make sure that we get the bricks replaced. Lo and behold, it actually happened. So the bricks were delivered. So we needed to make sure that the number of cements that we have, as well as the amount of bricks that we have, they are going to be able to tally out to say per brick how many, or what the walls, especially because it is measured in centimeters as well. We needed to make sure that it is going to be enough. It is always advisable to buy extra. So like I was saying, guys, so with the actual wall that was being erected, the first wall that they started building on is actually the wall that will be part of the kitchen as well as the dining room. And I've always wondered, when people start building, how is it that they decide or choose which wall to start with? But they pretty much had an idea. So they actually went on a very lower level with each side, so that they can be able to shape out the entire house. And that's exactly what they had done when they started building that particular wall. And as time went by, with the process and time and all of that, one of the things that actually happened is that we ran out of cement. And that is another cost that we did not budget for, because when you're drawing up your budget, they actually tell you, these are the number of cements that we are going to need, and if it happens that we are going to need extra, at least you will be able to also stretch out your budget. And that's exactly what happened, guys. We ran out of cement and we needed to buy 20 bags. So with 20 bags, I'll just double check here. So because each cement was 95 rand, so we needed to spend 1,900 extra that I did not budget for. Guys, there's so many things that you need to be able to take into account. If you're not only going to also rely on your salary. And remember, guys, you only get paid once. And if you are going to budget to say this month, this is how much I'm spending, and if it happens that you run out of building material, and it means that you need to also take into account that if it happens that you run out of building material, the entire project is going to come to a halt, guys. It has to be paused or it has to be stopped up until you have the actual funds to be able to proceed with their entire project. So I needed to hlanganisa some funds, which I did, and all thanks to the people that actually, attend my RE5 classes. You guys are doing an amazing job. And I always tell you guys in my class that you are not just paying for your RE classes, you are actually making my dream come to a reality. And thank you very much, guys. You guys are part of the process. You guys are a big part of this particular journey that I'm on right now. It is a costly journey. It is a tedious process as well. It is very difficult. When you are sleeping at night, I don't know, I haven't had any dreams about PPC cement or bricks or roofs or whatever, but trust and believe, the one thing that will always be on your mind is constantly thinking about where is it that I can get the money? How is it that I can get the money as well? I remember I was actually driving to work with a friend of mine. We were seeing a truck passing by with, bags and bags and bags of cement and bricks as well. And we were just daydreaming and joking around saying how we wish these people can just say, hey, we are actually giving away free cement and free bricks, and I would actually take on the opportunity, but it doesn't happen. So you need to be very realistic when you are going to build as well. So I had to make a plan, buy the cement as well. And because of the rain and so many other things that had happened, and it was not just, a drizzle, guys, it was heavy rains. And I believe that you guys also remember seeing videos on Hammaskral where it was, heavy floods, cars were being swept off by the water, structures, fell off. And that's why, it really stressed me out, because I'm thinking I'm actually building a new house, and I hope that the structure is going to be solid enough to be able to withstand everything else that is, happening, everything else that we are seeing happen in my neighborhood. And I'm hoping that the guys that are actually building are doing a great job. That's why you need quality material when you are going to start building, guys. So now the walls are up. I needed to make the payment of 4,500 rands to the guys that are building the house, which we actually made the payment. We also had to wait a bit, I think for about 2 to 3 weeks, because I needed to now gather more funds so that I can be able to top up the bricks that they needed, as well as the lanyards that they are going to use for the door frames and the windows and all of that. And one of the other things that was not part of the actual house plan was the garage, because when I started building, I didn't have a house. But God was very generous to bless us with a car that I bought cash, and there's a video of it as well. If you haven't seen it, you can click on the link that I've also put in the description below. Then you can also just listen to the story of why is it that I've needed to buy a car, and where is it that I've done, and the process of it as well. Because remember, guys, with everything that I'm sharing with you guys, it is personal lived experience, and everything that I'm discussing, it is not to do with advice. I'm not advising anybody to buy a car. I'm not advising anybody to build a house. I'm not saying building a house is less. I'm not saying, buying an actual or getting into a bond is much lesser. I'm just talking about my personal lived experience, and I'm taking you guys on this journey with me so that you can be able to see if this is something that you are considering, learn from it, because we are here to honestly, guide one another and teach one another about the process as well. So I bought the lentils, and one of the other things that we needed to top up is the actual sand. So sand had to be topped up, which costed us 3,500 rand. With the very same guys that were supplying sand at the very beginning when we were doing the foundation as well. So I think resources are also very important, guys, because there is an excess of sand actually just behind our yard. But because we didn't have a TLB on excavate, so that we can be able to, take out the soil, and using wheelbarrows was going to be a very long process, which was going to require so many days, and the builders were not willing to do that as well. So we needed to buy the actual sand, and which we did, which saves us a whole lot of time, a whole lot of stress as well. So we built the actual sand, cement, and then lentils as well. Now, there was something else that I was not even aware of, that my mom told me to say, no, this is actually part of the house plan. It is a braai stand that had to be placed in front of, on the front of the house as well. I didn't know about it, which is actually a cool idea. I love it as well. I love the design of it as well. So that's what they did. They added, not that they added, they actually built the braai stand that you've seen on the clips as well, which is going to be part of the front. And where is going to be next to, you know, the front door as well. So we also came across a number of stumbling blocks. Number one, when we started building the house, my initial plan was to have them insert the electrical pipes right from the bottom and build in between the bricks as well, which did not happen because of funds, of course. So now, once the structure and the walls are up, so one of the next things that needed to happen is that we needed to buy electrical pipes for the wiring of the entire house. So the person that is going to do the actual labor charged us 1,005, but he said that now when he starts, he will need only 500 rands. So we went to the warehouse. I was with my mom as well. So knowing that I will take my mom everywhere and anywhere because she is a good negotiator, I'll also insert the very funny clip of her trying to negotiate with the owner of the warehouse.
You will swipe or you will pay cash?
We will swipe.
Yeah, so to be left only this. I'll try mine.
If they run that,
Also, there is a charges for swiping.
We can directly send it to your account.
and we can also withdraw. We have options.
If
If
you
we
make
pay cash.
EFT, ne?
Yeah.
If you will make EFT, ne?
Mm-hmm.
And also you need a transport also. Ne? Yeah, you can send me this one. Then transport I will give you for free.
You will come back, my friend. You will come back, my friend.
Saying that we always buy stuff from him, so we need to negotiate a bit of a discount. So the guy was saying, no, I cannot give you a huge discount. The best that I can do is actually 80 rand. That's where my mom lost it and said,
You will come back, my friend. You will come back, my friend.
and said, there's no way, we're always buying stuff from you, but you're only wanting to give us a 80 rand discount. So we went and compared prices with the other warehouses as well, and we had to settle with somebody who gave us a lower price. But remember guys, a lower price does not necessarily mean cheaper material, and in terms of the quality of material. So that's exactly what happened. My mom managed to negotiate. So the actual electrical pipes costed us, I think, 1,005 plus labor. It was going to be 1,005. But remember, we only pay 500 deposit to the guy that is going to insert the pipes. So we had to dig out the wall so that he can be able to place the actual electrical pipes, which he did a stunning job as well. You will see on the videos. So that's the other thing that you need to consider, guys. Are you going to insert the electrical pipes immediately when they start building the walls, or are you going to do it after? If you're going to do it after, it means that they need to carve out on the walls so that they can be able to insert those particular electrical pipes. So they inserted the electrical pipes, switches and plugs. And one of the nice things that he did for us is that he added an electrical pipe outside the house in case we are doing something outside, when there's maybe a function or we're sitting outside, you want to charge our phones. He actually inserted a long electrical pipe for us that we can be able to add extra plugs or any other wiring that we might need as a result of that. So that is the cost of that. So now the next thing that needed to happen is that we now need to consider what? Plumbing. So because the walls are actually closed out, it means when we now need to insert the plumbing pipes, it means that we need to also once again carve out the walls, which is going to be a bit of a mess that I honestly don't like. But because we are being controlled by the budget that we have, that's exactly what we need to opt in for when we are going to insert those particular plumbing pipes, when we are going to do that as well. So the initial roof that we had planned out for, or for us to do the roof, my mom wanted butterfly roof, but because we have different ideas, we have different things that we like, and I've actually always liked what is that? I forgot the name of it, but it's actually tiles instead of corrugated iron or the butterfly roof. It's actually, what is it called? Babies and Flex. Do you know? Le ama tile, man. Iso. But it's actually costly. Nah, yeah, no, not Amaseng. I forgot the name of it, guys, but I actually remember, or I'll just write it down here, guys, because there's actually a roof that I liked. It's not far from my house. It's a newly built house as well. And I told my mom, I actually like that roof. But she was saying, hey, Peterson, that roof is going to cost you an arm and a leg. And seeing how short I am, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to afford it. But by the grace of God, guys, I am definitely going to do it. So yeah, that is just the progress, guys. That is part 2 of me building a house. I will also insert other extra costs that we were not maybe mentioned on this particular clip, guys. But one thing that I want you to take away from this video is that take inspiration from other people that are actually doing it. I've seen a couple of videos on TikTok that are really pushing me to actually go forward and just make sure that I complete this project. I am not in a rush. And all thanks to my mom for not pressurizing me in any way. She understands the vision. She understands what exactly it is that we need to do, because I've been saving up as well. And I had purchased a car, and all thanks to the car that I had purchased, guys, we actually went into Uber. And that is, you know, my next project that I'm focusing on. And the Uber business is definitely doing great. And after this video, guys, I will tell you guys more about the process of getting into Uber, as well as the cost of owning a car. But if you've made it this far, guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. This is what the current house looks like at the moment, and I will keep on updating you guys. Remember, I said there will be part 3 of this particular clip. So I've already dropped part 1 with the foundation, part 2 with actually the walls up to roof level, and the last part is when the entire house is complete with the roof. Maybe not the plaster, but I'll just keep you guys updated with everything else that is happening. Thank you very much. If you have not subscribed as yet, guys, I would definitely really appreciate it. Shooting this video as we speak, we are currently 171 subscribers. So I'm hoping by the time that you see this and you have not subscribed, I would very much appreciate it if you can subscribe, because you know, guys, I don't have a father. I can up. But that's it for me, guys. I hope that you're going to enjoy this video, or if you've made it this far, it means that you've actually enjoyed the video. Once more.